And joining us now on the phone is Mr. Don Smith. Don is the Vice President of Zerez Holdings, their stock symbol ZRZH. Don, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Don. Glad to be here.
Well, we had you in the studio last week, and of course we were pretty excited about what was going on during the elections. Several states had marijuana initiatives on the ballot. Many of them passed. Tell us about it.
Well, it was absolutely, I guess what they would call a landslide. As we predicted, a majority of the people that were in favor of this, cannabis legislation came through. And the recreational initiatives passed in California, in Nevada, and in Massachusetts. And of course, as we talked about on the show last week, California being the sixth or eighth largest economy in the world, it's going to make a dramatic impact in not only job creation, emerging market company creation, and then of course tax revenues for the state of California, Nevada especially. I don't know as much about Massachusetts, but in addition to those recreational initiatives, there were 4 other states that passed legislation on a medical basis. Arkansas, Florida, North Dakota, and Montana all approved medical cannabis initiatives.
So what does this do for your business? Because of course you're in the sustainable greenhouse business, sustainable farming, so to speak, whereby you can make the growing of just about anything, not only cannabis, much more efficient, using much less water. What does this do for your business, Don?
Well, remember, the world's running out of food, so I'm going to preach that until the cows come home. I mean, we really, really fundamentally believe, and when I look at these things as an economist, the organic food business is actually growing as fast or faster than the cannabis industry. It's going to do tremendous things, especially in states where you have less water and you have climate change. But that said, let's talk about cannabis for a moment. What is it going to do for our company? Well, the market reports that I was reading and referencing as of last week for the smart greenhouse business being roughly $3 billion in 2016, is now obviously no longer a reference point. This dynamic just substantially changed the size of the marketplace, and I believe that will position Zerez Holdings and its subsidiary, Next Generation Farming, to quickly position itself as a key player in this business. And frankly, one of our things will be containing the growth.
Well, I know that since you launched the company publicly just a few weeks ago, the stock has been performing admirably, lots of volume, lots of increases. So that has to be encouraging for you as a company, both as a public company and as a business. But I have to think that with all these developments in the elections, that the future is looking pretty bright for the company at this point.
It sure is, and in terms of the stock market, it's the old adage: buy on speculation or buy on news, and sell on results or something. All of the cannabis sector is certainly taking a hit this week, and I believe that after the global economy wakes up and realizes after the shock of this election that, oh, by the way, there was a $300 billion segment of the economy that got approved and is going forward as a vote of the people. And frankly, that said, we want to be that company that does what we say we're going to do. And this morning we followed through and announced our very first revenue sale and issued a press release earlier this morning reporting our first delivered installation to a customer with revenues over $900,000 for our company.
That's exciting. Once again, the company is Zerez Holdings. ZRZH is their stock symbol. Lots of great news coming from your company, Don. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot. Look forward to seeing you next week.